Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new series here that I haven't decided what to call just yet. I'll get that figured out eventually, I'm sure. But for now, let's hop on over to the poll here, where you guys have chosen more CK3. As I said in the pinned post here, I'm seeing a number of RimWorld and Colony Survival suggestions here. It didn't win this particular poll, but we will look into having that be on future polls. As it is, it's looking like Crusader Kings 3, and we're very shocked about that. But, that's a lot of consonants in a row. I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. I will definitely butcher that. But P Gaming here has come up with an interesting idea here. Actually, a couple of them. So, looking at this, an Island of Man campaign Viking Pirates. As I said here, I really like that concept. Maybe with the caveat that we can only take land that we reach by sea. There are a couple of other very good suggestions here. Converting to Catholicism and forming a hybrid culture from southern France. That would be pretty neat, leading to a Crusader state. And also a Han Chinese start in the Tibetan region. That would be a good start too. I'd really, really like that. That would be a fun one. I would like to do that maybe a little bit later on. But for right now, I've seen a lot of requests for an Isle of Man campaign, and I think that's what we're going to go for here. So that should be interesting. Let's hop on over to Crusader Kings here, and we're going to, well, hello, Bizarro Ottomans. You'll notice, first off, I want to address one thing. This is version 1.6.1.2, the very latest version of the game. That is the version, or at least the 1.6 version, is going to be the version of the game that this campaign is on. The Bizarro Ottomans campaign will remain on 1.5.1, for the record. This will be on the latest version of the game. So we're going to go ahead and hit the new game button. It wants us to do something over here in the struggle zone in Iberia. For the record, if anyone has missed it, I did do a short stream segment on the struggle zone in Iberia. That is available on the VODs channel, linked from the main page. But we can hop into the Any Ruler button, and that is indeed exactly what we're going to do here. So we'll get that initialized and loaded on up. Cool. So, one thing that I was talking about in that post is potential problems with only being able to take provinces that are reachable by embarkation, which, keep in mind, if we're going to be Norse culture, then we are going to be able to navigate these major rivers. So we're going to be able to take fairly inland provinces, especially like over here. We'd be able to take quite a bit over this way. There'd be quite a lot going on there. Our main problem, and the Nile is a navigable river as well, and actually, now that I think about that, we might be able to reach over to the Red Sea with that. Because we can come into the Nile here and take Cairo, which I think connects to the Red Sea. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it does. So that would allow us to connect in over here without having to create an exception to the rules, right where the Suez would go, which was what I was thinking about doing, which was like taking up here and then taking like Sinai. But I don't think that's actually necessary. We can look at that a little bit more in depth once we actually start the game and can look at the county layout. We kind of can't see that from right now. But yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards right now. We have to be able to reach the province via embarkation in order to add it to our realm. Now, we are going to be starting up here as the Isle of Man, not as this guy. This guy is the leader of the realm Isle of Man is part of. No. We would start as this guy, his steward, who controls the Isle of Man. That would be the idea there. He is the same religion as our last playthrough. We might actually change that later on. I'm not sure. The same religion and culture, which I don't really love, but I would like to get a little bit more changes there. That said, we had to change this culture pretty dramatically to fit our peaceful playstyle, so maybe playing it as it was intended would be a little bit better there. As far as the game rules go, I'm planning on leaving this just at absolute default. Nothing in here at all. This will be absolutely fine. We're not going to be on Iron Man, and we are just going to apply that. So I think we're ready to start this. We're going to be playing as this guy. I have no idea what he's got for children. That's going to be interesting. And we're going to be starting out not independent. So here we are. We have this location. There's a barony here that we'll probably build a city in. Eventually, we're going to want to change our capital duchy. And we need to think about where we want that to be. But first off, I want to come down over this way and take a quick look. Yeah. So this is Cairo here. We can reach Cairo from the Nile. And then from there, we can go straight into the Red Sea. So that is magnificent. That means that we're not cut off from the Red Sea into the Indian Ocean, and we can conquer all of this stuff over here, going up these rivers. It's going to be a really wacky looking empire for sure, but I think that that's a really neat idea. It's essentially purely maritime. Of course, Crusader Kings 3 doesn't really do much for navies, so that's good because I can neglect my navy. That's perfect. We apparently have a stewardship education that's not necessarily great. We're tribal, right? I'm pretty sure we're tribal. Yes, we're tribal. So we should probably go for diplomacy into majesty focus, just because we're going to need a lot of prestige. Income will be good too, don't get me wrong. But we're going to need a lot of prestige. Our men-at-arms suck. And of course, to make them, we need prestige. So we're going to need to do a lot of raiding early on. We are in our Liege's war here, but we will likely completely ignore that. There are those two wars there. We'll see what ends up happening with those. Our player heir has no spouse, and we could change that. Stewardship is not great here, I don't think. Maybe just diplomacy skill. I mean, getting more taxes wouldn't be too bad, but we need to get free from our liege at some point. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and have him marry this person here. That'll be fine. No real problem there. And we need to take a quick look at our liege. So he's got 5,000 special soldiers. He is not really going to be too amenable to factions at this point. We're not really powerful enough to do that, but it'll be interesting. I've never actually played as a vassal in Crusader Kings 3 before. It'll be interesting to be on this side of creating factions, and disillusioned factions exist as well. We probably want to go for disillusion, unless we can support ourselves as the claimant. But for right now, I think that'll do just fine. We have not cast our vote for the title heir successor to the Kingdom of Alba. Can we vote for ourselves? We almost certainly wouldn't win. What are we sorting by? Relevance? Okay. Yeah, not part of my dynasty. I don't really care who this is, because we're not really trying to take over our liege's realm. We're trying to strike out and create our own realm, I feel like. If none of these are part of our dynasty, then we're not interested in really playing this particular game, I think. Yeah, none of those are part of our dynasty, so we're going to vote for this guy. That's fine. Just the most likely. So as far as actual, like, short to medium term goals go, what do we need? First off, that's a lot of domain limit. Most of that is our stewardship. Okay. But we need to look at what duchies we want to take. I do think that Ulster is a pretty good one. Let's see here. Yeah, that would get us 3 castle holdings, 5 castle holdings, 7 castle holdings out of Ulster. We could go for, like, Munster, and all of these are coastal as well. There are only 2 counties in Ireland that are not coastal. That is this one and this one. Every other one does have a coast to it. So those are the only 2 that we can't actually take. So that's fine. And as far as this over here goes, I mean, there's some good arguments to be made for Essex, except that we can't take this province here. Honestly, I think that Ulster should be our target for our primary duchy, and then perhaps Munster for our secondary duchy. Perhaps. We can revisit that later if we need to. So for now, we would need to, of course, begin working on this guy. He has 792 troops. How many troops do we have? 549. That's not very many, and we can't really target any of these guys right now. But we can raid. Let's see, Varangian Adventures moves our capital, and we do eventually want to do that. Let's see here, that the de jure capital is here. So if we were to do that, we would want to Varangian Adventure to Ulster. We don't want the Isle of Man to ultimately be our capital, just because this is a teeny tiny little duchy, and it's really hugely inefficient, right? So that's going to be the overall plan there. We need to find somebody we can raid. This is our liege. Okay. 609. 897. Maybe over in, like, Wales? This is probably stronger, isn't it? Dyfed is only 405. We could raid this. In theory. Yes, we should be able to. So that would be fine. We can raise all as raiders immediately. How much would it cost us to embark? I believe we don't have Armillary Sphere yet. Longships give... Okay, we do start with longships. And Varangian Adventures. Oh, you can break the Crown Authority and Tribal Authority cooldowns at a heavy prestige cost. That's pretty neat. I like that. Now we're currently working on fascinating Casus Belli. We are not in charge of our culture yet. So we can't change this. It is what it is. We do have access to barracks. We do not have crop rotation or mods. Okay. Well, we're going to need prestige and gold, so we're going to have to raise up our troops immediately. We will raise local raiders. Actually, we'll just raise all of our raiders right here. How much will it cost to embark these guys? Is that literally free? I guess it's literally free. Cool. I like it. So we're off to do some raiding. We're not participating in these wars up here. I'm not entirely sure whether we'll win them or not. I don't know how that usually goes. We can check to see who he's fighting against. Let's see here. He should win those. I think he'll win them. So we're going to head into Dyfed. We will be recently disembarked. This is going to be a common occurrence for us. Looks like they're just going to let us raid. How strong is this guy? Okay, we can't raid him. That sounds good. We're just going to raid here, and then we'll head home. That will net us some gold and some prestige. Not a lot, but some. 17, to be precise. Hang on a moment. He thinks that he can fight us here? We would arrive in 5 days. He would arrive in 7. So we would have the defensive ground on these hills. Of course, we're raiding here, but we do win this, and this will be very valuable for us. Winning this battle is huge. Our liege is losing their wars. We don't really care as long as we hold on to here. Okay, so we won that. We're going to raid this monastery. Okay, and they're just going to sit there. I think we finished the raid of the monastery, and we got 33 prestige from that battle. So that's beautiful. We're going to fight them again here as soon as we're done with this raid. 15 June. Okay, so there's that raided. We're going to head in and fight them again. Once again, we should easily win this. Our son is injured. I guess we'll search for a court physician. We're probably not going to get one, though. Is he our only son? Oh, no. This is not even our heir that's injured. Okay. I don't think we're... Well, 15 gold. We could pay 15 gold. That's fine. Okay. Honestly, I think we keep fighting them. Getting this prestige is incredibly valuable. So we're going to head in here and fight them again. Each time that we do this, this is getting more valuable. Or rather, it's getting easier for us to win. They have light footmen, but we have Bondi, and that's fantastic. We're going to head down here and pursue them, and hopefully this time stack wipe them. That would be the goal. I don't know that we're going to succeed at it. We may have to chase them up over this way. Yeah, one more. So that's 21 prestige and 33 prestige. Beautiful. We're just getting scraps of prestige right now. That's all we're getting. But this should stack wipe, guaranteed. There we go. That stack wipe, and we are out of here. We're heading home. Our liege is doing... He's having mixed success in his wars. That's completely okay. We don't really care about that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to use all that prestige that we just farmed up to build ourselves... Let's see. I'm just thinking here. Do we want prestige or gold per month right now? Well, we're going to need gold before we can build that. So we're going to have to arrive back home. And there we go. So we arrive back home, and we're going to disband these guys. We brought back 23 gold and 23 prestige. And with that, I think that for now, looking at our monthly incomes, I think we're going to go for gathering halls first. We should definitely get both gathering halls and markets as our first two constructions. That'll take 5 years, so that's fine. We can also think about bumping up our number of Bondi up to the max. Perfect. So that gives us a bunch of really cheap units. Really cheap units. Cool. Now there's a crossing between here and Strathclyde. This guy has 1,200 troops. We probably don't want to go after him just yet. We're letting our troops regenerate a little bit here. Specifically our men-at-arms. That is specifically what we need here. But I do want to do a Varangian adventure on Ulster soon. He's got 608 troops. He just dropped down 100 troops. 408? Interesting. I'm not sure how real that is. What would we need to do this? We need to be independent to do a Varangian adventure. Okay, but we can still conquer the county. That would be fine. We wouldn't have to change our capital right now. And he just got pushed out. I think we go for it. That would walk over. 2 gold to embark. We're just going to walk. Cool. So this is not all of our Bondi here yet. They will reinforce a bit as we walk over. But you can see that his troop numbers are quite a bit lower than ours. So that's absolutely great. We're going to grab Ulster, and that will get us started on our capital duchy. At least our temporary capital duchy. So that'll be great. We're going to head in over here, and we should win this battle. Do we have a better commander than this? No, but this guy is a siege commander. He has slightly higher prowess. He's a champion in this army right now. So I think we're just going to have our player heir lead this. He might die. We'll see. Cool. We are lacking in a marshal, and we can put our player heir there, but he is already our steward with 0 skill. We're going to make it be our marshal, and we're going to make somebody else be our steward, and then somebody else be our chancellor. It'll need to be this guy. Okay. So we're going to fight this guy. We will win this battle. And we should probably bump up to speed 4. Speed 3 feels really slow now. He's going to turn around and attack us again instantly. He should wait to regen. Okay, this is a bad move on his part. He has 3 troops left here. We're just going to continue to siege this. We're not getting very far, of course. We don't have any siege weapons, but that's okay. He did raise up a couple more troops here. He's got 45 troops right now. And then 65 troops. And he's going to walk in and just lose. And we captured a nobleman there, bringing us up to 75% war score. Cool. So our first war appears to be extraordinarily successful. And that's fantastic. There's going to be a fair amount of territory like a West Riding that we're just not allowed to take. I think the rule will be, and this is something I'd welcome input to, but I'm thinking right now that the rule will be that we are required to grant independence to anyone who is not coastal, even if our... Are you coastal? That may technically be. I don't think so, but... We may have to grant independence to everyone who is not coastal, even if it's our vassals that conquer it. That would be a little complex, maybe, to actually do, but that's what I'm thinking right now. Again, input is very welcome on the rule set that we're under here, but I really like the idea of this having to be coastal. I think that that'll be a really, really good thing. We're currently negative in our prestige, but we did win this, and we need to immediately have our marshal come over here and work on control in this county. That is of utmost importance, but that gives us a nice little inroad into Ireland, which I would like to conquer Ireland fairly early on. Well, all except for these 2 provinces, of course. These are not navigable rivers, and so we can't get these 2 provinces. But that's okay. Maybe it should just be that our vassals can conquer those areas, but we are not allowed to. That's very similar to how we handled the Pax Scandinavia system, where our vassals were allowed to do aggressive wars, but we weren't. And it's just a lot simpler because you can't really control the vassals in any meaningful way. So that might be the way to go there. We do have our Bondi maxed out at this point. We need to get ourselves prestige. And what that means is we need to fight like this guy with raiders. So we're going to raise our raiders over here. We're going to raise all of our troops here. And we're going to start raiding. This has been looted. Basically everything around here has been looted. I mean, that's not super shocking. This hasn't been. Okay. We could head over here and fight these guys. Our liege lost their war with Petty King Edmund. That's okay. That is completely fine. So we're going to fight these guys, and we're going to win. That will get us some prestige. Cool. Now we can't actually raid here, I believe. Maybe we can. Raid loot 15. And loot 6. Maybe there's something slightly weird here. Yeah, I remember that there was a bug with raiding previously where we had to like leave and then come back in a really awkward way. We should probably go for going down the August tree here. So something like Firm Hand, I think would be good to go for additional prestige. Yeah, it seems like we just can't loot this. So, I mean, we did get 59 prestige out of it. Maybe we come over to Thomond and loot there. Or actually, looting here. There we go. Actually, we gotta run. We cannot do this. They have more troops than we do. Actually. Okay, advantage is turning against us. We're gonna retreat. That's completely fine. We lose nothing from that. We lose literally nothing. So it's okay. I should have looked at how much strength they had, but that's my own fault. So we didn't get any loot there, but we did get some prestige. We're going to put these guys down and regenerate a bit, and that'll be fine. Our liege is in a peasant uprising, as well as losing this war. Okay. So he's not doing so well. That's fine. Eventually, we should probably keep an... he lost all of his special soldiers. I'm wondering if we should do a dissolution faction here. Anybody else interested? We can't force any characters to join, but let's see if there are any other vassals who are interested in a dissolution faction. Now he's going to recover a bit here. We can press our demands instantly if we wanted to. Interesting. So it doesn't work like the AI where we're still too weak to send an ultimatum. Okay, we learned of that guy's secret. He won that war. Out of curiosity, we'll send an ultimatum if he doesn't accept. So we can send this ultimatum at 0 discontent as a player. That's not how it works for the AI, that's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. But for now, we're just going to chill here. I don't feel like we can actually send this demand. Oh, we don't have anybody for this position. That's unfortunate for us. We would need another person. Could we go after, say, this guy here? Actually, we could conquer this county. And that is something that I'm interested in doing. We're going to raise up all of our troops, and in we go. So this guy's going to be... He is actually not upset at us for being in this faction. Oh, someone else joined? Ah, peasants. Okay. So this guy has allies that are on their way in, but they are too late. Okay. I'm just watching them walk around a bit here. They're going to be at, like, a little bit higher. What can we get for mercs, if anything? 133 gold? That's pretty expensive. Okay. So 748. We're going to have to back off here. I should have checked his ally situation, for sure. But this is in plains. I would rather fight them in hills, if at all possible. Okay, they're just going to sit here for now. Now they're moving in here. So we are reinforcing. How long will their siege take here? 10 months? If we move here, they start moving up. Okay, we're going to go back to the hills, and we'll fight them in these hills. It's even, but I expect us to lose this. Yeah, we're going to lose it. We're going to retreat back up over here. That is a very weird place to retreat to, but okay. I guess that's to our liege's location, and we can't raise there. Okay, good to know. So one thing I was thinking about potentially doing, of course, is hiring mercs now that we have the cash for that, just to make sure that this ends up happening. We need to go into here, and we would hire, like, these guys. We're going to wait until we are turned around here, and we're going to take our troops up over kind of like this, and we'll meet up there and get some mercs. And then we'll come fight them. It shouldn't be a problem. They are making their way over this way. They gave up on their siege. We are going to head up over here. They're going to catch us here, which is slightly surprising to me. But okay, we will hire in these guys. And in they go. The mercs arrive. And easy peasy. Fantastic. So we win this battle easily. We're going to group these guys together, and we're going to come down here and siege this. But it is time to put a cut in here. This war is at this point over. There's basically nothing that they can do. So it's all good. These guys are actually locked in here, and we're going to fight them essentially separately. This is a huge deal. It is time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. This war is pretty over at this point. There's very little they can do now. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I guess we will let this battle happen. If they continue just going in like this isn't going to do anything, like, bad for us. That's fine. But that cut goes in now. A very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Rose Valentine, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.